If you happen to be a fan of the Sony Xperia line of devices, this video is going to be for you. Today we're going to be talking about a brand new feature that was first announced on the Xperia 5 Mark V not that long ago when it was announced, and now finally available on our Xperia 1 Mark V, and that's the ability of editing videos on the device using a Sony native application called Video Creator. And now one of the biggest things obviously we're going to talk about is what can you do with this app and what are we still not able to do with it. So talk about the limitations and the positives and what does it offer us on our Xperia devices. This is TK. Let's check out Video Creator on our Xperia device. Like and subscribe and make sure you hit that bell icon so that you're always notified to whenever we have new videos on the channel. So the application is called Video Creator. It's pretty much straightforward, and one of the nice things about this is that this was not part of an OTA update, which means I didn't actually have to download an entire update to my system for it to be compatible. The only thing we needed to do, it became available directly on the Google Play Store. It is a Sony Corporation Video Creator, and you can see it's so new, but we don't even have any kind of rating on it yet. But the main thing about it is once you install it, it becomes an app just like any other app on your device. And the good thing about it is you can actually load it and go directly into it and then create content with it. I will say that I'm going to share with you guys right now the process of how I created this video. This was a quick video that I created during my last trip to Germany where I needed to test the device. This is a Realme device, the GT5, that features a 240 watt charging capability, but unfortunately it doesn't work for us in the US because we are capped at the way our power system is set up. So I ended up having to test this out while I was in Europe. I shot all my clips, of course, on the Xperia 1 Mark V, and of course edited and imported them all using the AI functionality. And that's one of the really cool things. This entire video, although shot by myself, and actually all the content is put into by myself, the music, the cuts, the jumps, and all of that information was done directly on the device. So let's go ahead and basically bring down the audio. I don't want to obviously play the music. There is some built-in music that was put in there. But all of this information, as far as the way the video was shot, you'll see right there, I shot them in small clips, obviously in the correct orientation. And you can actually edit this in whatever format you want. And all of it, for me, it basically matched the clips directly into the music, and it transferred from one to the other. You get to see every single step that I've done, and all of it is done very nicely. Now, one of the good things about it is, let's say I want to edit this. I can go in there and say audio edit, I can export, I can go in and customize different areas. I can obviously import additional clips, add music, change the text, filters, adjust. So basically we can go in here, go into the exposure, change the different, basically the way the videos look. You can reset or you can apply it to all of the clips. Of course, we have the ability of deleting, rotating, changing the position of the clip. You'll notice right there, I can actually change part of where the sampling was done using the AI. This is basically the entire clip. It was a 15-second clip, and the AI selected this beginning piece. So you can change that and of course adjust it in case you know there's a better clip coming up in the other piece that you're looking for. Of course, you can have the two little handlebars on the right and left. Then it allows us to actually go right, expanding or shortening the clip the way it was put in. And last but not least, we have the ability of copying and of course replacing a clip in case we want to. Now, again, all of this was done using an AI function, meaning I didn't actually tell it how to do it. But let's say we want to import and create a new project. First thing first, this is basically how you would see your order of projects. And obviously the newest would be at the top, or the most recent one that you touched would be at the top, and earlier ones will be below it. And we're going to create a new project. If you want to be able to find out as far as the online guide, this is a link to their YouTube video. You'll be able to check that out. You do have the ability of connecting, again, the online guide right there. Auto edit settings, you can customize it. Default duration for me, since I'm going to be creating reels and shorts, is going to be 60 seconds. And you can set the type of music that you want to be able to play, and then you can go in there. There's a pre-selected songs that are already built into the app. And of course, you can go ahead and automatically speed up the clip if you want to be able to make it short. So if you shot, let's say, 1 minute and 20 seconds worth of clips, the app itself, using the AI function, will automatically shorten it by speeding up certain clips to make it fit to 60 seconds. Again, very nice setting, very simple. Last but not least, of course, we have accessibility, software license, of course, and note on usage. When we click add or new project, it pretty much takes us straight into all content, but you can segregate them by video and of course photos. And this is going to be basically the way you want to see them. So yesterday I had the opportunity to go spend some time at the NFL stadium here in Los Angeles, the SoFi Stadium, and I got a chance to watch a really, really cool game. But I wanted to create a reel from that content while I was at the event. So first and foremost, obviously, we're able to select the content. So here, auto edit, or you can say custom edit. So I'm going to select that clip. I'll select this one. I'll go with this one as well. See, these are little short clips that I'm able to select. If there is a little timer on the side that tells you it's a video, And if it doesn't have a timer, then it's an image. So you can also put those in there. So I'll put in that image, this one as well, and we'll put in the stadium as well. Why not put that in there? And then I think at the end, I remember taking a picture of them because they did win. So here, all of my clips are selected. If I change my mind, I can click the X and take that out of the selection as we're doing it here. And we're gonna go with, right now, I'm gonna do custom edit because I wanna show you guys how you'll be able to edit it yourself. So this is a little bit different than what we saw before. You can still jump into auto edit, and you see all of my clips are all positioned exactly the way I want them. And they're all following the same format with the exception of the last two clips right here. So this one is actually fitting in more of an image. So I can actually format it and change into the formatting the aspect ratio of it and changing it the way that I want it to look. Now, to do that, what you need to do is first and foremost, let the video editor or the software know what aspect ratio you're going. By default, it went for one by one because I imported some images and of course some videos. I'm going to change it and say I want to go it as a 19 or 9:16. So what it's going to do for me right now is it's going to allow me to be able to do this, where it allows me to basically put the image, but it does not format it to the lengthwise. So it still lets me see what the image looks like. And if I scroll to the right, again, all of the content, with the exception of the videos, which were shot in 9:16 aspect ratio, and you can see how they look like, and all the information that you have in there. And you can go in there, customize them, add different information into them. Again, all the things that you want to do. Or you can basically see that it's a 38-second clip. I'm going to say auto edit. I'm going to say that I want it to stay at 38. So I'm going to say, we'll say make it 30 seconds. I'm going to give it a challenge to go through. One of the things obviously you can pick is your own song. I'm not going to play that in there. Overall, what you saw there is we have a selection of songs that we're able to click. And depending on the mood of the song, it'll basically do the edit for us. Then again, automatically speed up video to fit the total duration. I'm going to click that because now we're actually shortening it. I'm going to go ahead and say start. It says, auto edit, previous edits will be discarded and recreate the video basically with the new one. So I'll go ahead and give it a second to finish, and bam, the video is done. It's everything that I wanted it to do. It incorporated everything that we have in here. Now I'm not going to play the audio again, sorry for the audio part, but we're going to go ahead and start playing the video the way we have it. So it's going to start jumping between the images that I took, the first, the second, and of course start jumping between the different clips in there and giving us different point of views of what it did. Now, not exactly the most perfect experience. Again, this is first play that we're looking at. But again, because I asked it to speed up the clips, this is what's going to happen. Now, if we do the reverse of this, let's go back in here. We'll go into back to auto edit. I'm going to change it and say I want to go to 60 seconds. I'm going to keep the song, and I'm actually going to say just allow it to go as long as it takes. It's going to, again, override what we had before. And at this point now, we have about 25 seconds because it clipped in everything in there. Again, keeps the format, the aspect ratio. Now the videos are playing because it's no longer trying to jump in and speed up the content. And of course, we're able to export the video in whichever format we want. I can click on the export button, and of course, we're able to cancel that. Let's say just do one more option in here. And one of the really nice things is you can jump into export settings and change the resolution. I want it to go to 4K and I want it to be at 60 frames per second. I'll click OK, and then I can click the export one more time, and now it's going to run through the entire timeline, giving us a little bit of a preview. So the video is done. We can pretty much look for it directly in our gallery. So if I jump into my gallery, I can see the video that's playing in there. Let's go ahead and play it and see how it looks. And if we have any problems with it, we can definitely go back into the editor and then change some of those. So we'll notice right there, there's a little bit of a hiccup with the clip here. So that's going to be something that I want to replace. So I'll go ahead and back into the actual editor, select it, scroll to the right, and then let's see, we get to the clip. So here it is. That's the clip that's having a little bit of a hiccup in there. So I can go in there and say basically adjust, or actually let's go ahead and change the position. So we picked up a clip from there. So let's go ahead and bring it into this side and see if this portion of the video is actually a little bit better. So actually that obviously is not going to work. So let's go ahead and see. There's still a little bit of clipping. So this clip itself is not a usable clip. So I'm going to go ahead and say cancel. And at this point, I'm going to say delete. So you notice that's going to change my timeline. And of course, we're going to be able to basically play it, but we now have a shorter song, or basically a longer song than what we need. I can bring it in, time it up directly to be exactly the same. Now the video is 21 seconds. Let's go ahead and play it real quick and see if that works really nice. Again, SoFi Stadium, we're playing in there. You're seeing all of it. Now this one obviously is a much better clip. I can edit this. I can make sure everything is done correctly. This was a lot closer, and that was me at the end finishing it up. Another picture in there that we imported, a little bit more again. And last but not least, the winner. Now we notice there's a few edits in here, so I'll go ahead and remove this one, and because it seems like there's a couple of my images that came in twice. So the SoFi Stadium in here, and I think this one is also the same thing. So we'll go ahead and remove this guy. Again, select. And this is the beauty of it. You can actually select in what you're doing here. And then at this point, we have a 17 clip second. Give it a second to finish up. And then you can see here, it jumps from one clip to the other. Very nice. Again, very nice transition. And that's the beauty of it. You can edit whatever you want, customize it in the format that you want, and make sure that it looks exactly the way you want it. Now, although a lot of these things work really good, and it makes it very easy for us to produce content straight from our Xperia to social media, Here's some of the things that I hope that they do include in future updates. First and foremost, transitions. We don't have any transitions set up right now. For the most part, it's pretty much a jump cut from every single clip to the other. Now, the syncing of the music, it's very nice, and hopefully we'll be able to bring in our own music into it as well. Although if you're going to be using this with, let's say, any kind of songs that are available on TikTok or so on, you may want to be able to export the video without audio, but then of course give it the ability of using the audio from your favorite social media. The other thing that I'm hoping that we'll get in the near future is the ability of formatting our content, because one of the biggest things obviously right now is that this is an image inside of a 9:16 aspect ratio video. So here, this fits perfect. Sorry, let's go back here. The video itself fits perfectly. It's intended for this. This is how it was recorded. This image obviously is not. It's fitting only part of it, so we have that little part of letterboxing that's going on. And those are the things I would have wished. So if I select the image right now, I don't have the ability of pinching and zooming, doing anything with it. And only the thing that we have right now is the ability of splitting, rotating, copy, filter, adjust, and of course, delete. The only thing that I can do at this point, obviously, if I want to be able to do this content, is the ability of actually going in there and editing my picture. So an example would be here. This image is set to be on here, so I have to go into edit, go into crop. I would have to basically edit the picture itself, save it as a separate copy, go back into my project, and of course I can actually insert other options. So let's go ahead and we'll deselect the actual clip itself. You'll notice now we have back to the standard timeline that we get in here. And of course I can import an additional clip. Now this clip does fit the timeline correctly. I'll say okay. It inserts it right after where I need it to be, and then now it fits. So there is some limitations that you're able to do, and of course you are able to extend and shorten the music to match what you want. So I'm hoping again the future updates that we get in there, it works much better. So there's a couple of things to see in here. First, very nice that we now have a native application supported by Sony on our devices. So we can start doing some basic edits directly within Video Creator. Obviously, we want more features, we want updates, and the fact that it's part of the Google Play Store makes this so that it's actually easier to update. You could just get updates directly from the Google Play Store and not need a full system update as we've seen typically in the past when new features are introduced to Sony devices. So the fact that it's a separate app, it's available on the Google Play Store, again, currently only on the 5 Mark V and the 1 Mark V, hopefully we'll see it on other devices, is definitely a good sign. And of course, we want transitions. We want to be able to have a little bit more control over manipulating the images, zooming in as opposed to having to do the edits outside and then bringing them back in. If you plan your shoot directly with the capabilities of Video Creator, you're not going to be disappointed. The sync or the AI functionality is actually pretty good, and it's easily editable. So meaning you can go in there and change the alignment or what part of the clip that you imported is brought in. And if you see a clip like you saw with us when we were going through, where I had a problem with that clip, it was just basically stuttering too much, I can remove it, insert a different one, or even shorten my clip. And it then again post it to your shorts, to your reels, to your TikTok, or again create even a 16:9 aspect ratio video. I was just showing you guys more of that spontaneous. You shot some content, you edit something real quick, and you shoot it straight to social media, at the music, and obviously format it, and then you're ready to go. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you happen to have one of those two devices, the 5 Mark V or the 1 Mark V, this is an absolute must. Download it, check it out, and start creating your own social media experience.